Stars, it's fascinating to think that a commoner can marry into a royal family. It's happened in different countries around the world, but absolutely is the case with Kate Middleton, especially when the perception is that Kate Middleton comes from a well-to-do family and kind of the right background, even if she's not of the same class as her husband and his family. According to the Toronto Star, the Middleton family business went bust in spectacular fashion this year in July of 2023, and the scandal could affect Kate. Tear down the bunting, blow out the candles, and spike the confetti cannon. The party is over for Party Pieces, the festive supply company that was founded by the Princess of Wales's mom at the Middleton kitchen table in 1987, and where Kate briefly worked after university. Carol and Michael Middleton have reportedly sold Party Pieces holdings to entrepreneur James Sinclair of the Party Man Group after they were unable to, quote, prevent it from collapsing into administration. Translation, the business went bust and they sold it for parts, basically. A bust out, like on The Sopranos. The business, which Carol started after she couldn't find what she was looking for when organizing Kate's 5th birthday party, reportedly struggled during the pandemic and the cost of living crisis. According to Sky News, which broke the story, it lost over money. In the last financial year, it filed its accounts. I'm not sure what that means. It lost over money. In the last financial year, it filed its accounts. Maybe this is how they write in Canada. I don't understand that sentence. While the collapse of the future Queen's family's business would likely be in the headlines anyway, this story is rapidly evolving into a scandal, right? There are headlines about Afghan immigrant who supplied the business with things and was left unpaid and desperate while the Middletons live in a £5 million home. And his is not the only story. That's because, per the Daily Mail, many of the business's creditors are, quote, in disbelief at the amount of debt that Party Pieces managed to rack up, a sum amounting to over $4 million. It says a dollar sign, but I think it means 4 million pounds, which I think pounds, I'm not sure. If anyone knows how much pounds are worth vis-a-vis American dollars, please let me know. And Canadian dollars versus UK pounds, mystery. A sum amounting to over $4 million that it looks increasingly unlikely they'll be able to recoup. What hurt me the most was that I trusted her as the mother-in-law of the future king. This is the con artist part of it. And she just betrayed me, said a spokesman for a supplier of helium for balloons, right? You think, oh yeah, bottomless pit of money, all that gold, all that colonial wealth. Surely married, 3 kids with the future king of the UK, and no, insolvent, bankrupt, sold for pieces. The biggest creditor, however, may be the British government. There's a loan for support during COVID. Just like in the United States, there's a loan for support during COVID, for example, and a bill for the UK equivalent of HST. I'm not sure what that means. It's Canadian. That's around $1 million. Speaking to the Daily Mail, a close friend said that Carol was, quote, upset and deeply disappointed in the situation. I'd be upset that William didn't step up and fix this. After everything that girl put up with him and that whole family riding around in the car with Prince Andrew, and he can't just step up and just pay off this and save everyone the embarrassment. According to this friend, Carol had actually stepped back from day-to-day management of the business over the past few years, and she only became aware of how bad things were when it was too late. Carol believes in accountability. Oh, does she? And accepts she had been a little naive to step back and trust someone else to run the business she had spent decades nurturing, and it's been desperately sad to see the company sold off in this way. I wonder how long they were underwater. We know from Donald Trump, them people like to front and play high status and perception and blah, blah, blah. But really, right? £5 million estate? For how long? This, however, is not the story being told by at least one supplier who told the Daily Mail that he'd had personal reassurances from Carol herself that Party Pieces would repay him in full this year. All in all, it's murky stuff and a potentially embarrassing situations for the royals by association. Oh, you think? Oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing. William, Charles, what's going on? At the very least, you could handle this. The Middletons, of course, are fixtures at royal events. Is that true? I don't think I could pick them out of a crowd. At the king's coronation, they were seated just a few rows back from the royals themselves. Where's that? With the nanny and the people from the colonial countries? Anyway, let me stop. They have tastefully parlayed their proximity to the throne into high-profile careers of their own. Oh, like Pippa Middleton's column for an upscale grocery chains magazine. Wow. Is that like when you get the Whole Foods magazine that's like, oh, you can use canned chickpeas to make your own hummus? Wow. High-profile careers of their own. She's married. Why does she have to work? This is the question I have across the board about, some of your American favorites who are working very hard on stage. And I'm like, if you're so billions, why do you have to go through all this? Yes, you could love it. Yes, Pippa could love writing about the chickpeas, but must you?